Hey everyone, welcome to week 2 of our spring cleaning series. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you, and then we're going to do a recap of what I just showed you, okay? All right, so what I'm going to show you today for week 2 is our kitchen focus emphasis, okay? So I'm going to show you what I do for cleaning the cabinets. So that's going to be number 1. Then I'm also going to show you how I clean the oven, and then the stovetop, the hood up here, which I did yesterday. It just didn't record, so we'll see what I do after that. I might show you how to get underneath the refrigerator, and then I'm going to help you, teach you how to do the stainless steel appliances, and if we have a little bit of time, the flooring. Okay, so let's get to it. First of all, I'm going to show you how I do my kitchen cabinets. All right, so what I'm going to use is a damp EnviroCloth, okay, and I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in half. Again, it's already damp. You see how it's not dripping? You don't want it to be dripping. You just want it to be damp. All right, so I'm going to use this to clean, and then I'm going to use the window cloth to polish everything up. But this window cloth is actually dry. All right, so here's the deal with the damp EnviroCloth. The EnviroCloth alone is a form of microfiber. The difference between the Norwegian microfiber and the ones that you get out in the store is the amount of fiber, but we have also embedded silver, antibacterial agent, and technology like nanotechnology, okay? So liquid form, completely within the fibers. So what this helps it do is, one, as far as the amount of fibers that it has, it's very thin, thin like, you know, your strand of hair, and it's got a lot of it, okay? And because of that, it's able to pick up grime, kind of like a vacuum cleaner. It's got little, like a little vacuum cleaner, little bristles at the end of the fibers, and so it helps absorb things that you are mechanically cleaning up, okay? So the way you want to use this is, you've got 8 sides with this. You're going to fold it in half again, and then you don't want to crunch because, again, we're mechanically cleaning. We're not spraying using a cleaner. We're mechanically absorbing and picking up all the grime and all the things, okay? All right, so hello to those of you that are hopping on with me. I'm just doing a real quick demo of what we're gonna focus on spring cleaning week 2. All right, so let me show you how I'm gonna do my kitchen cabinets, and then I'm gonna give you an alternative if you're just I'm not so sure if I just trust the microfiber and water alone, okay? That's okay. I know it's different. Now, I've been cleaning my home with just this microfiber and water alone, even through COVID for 12 years. So I completely trust it, but I'm gonna give you an alternative if you're completely new to this, okay? So let's do our kitchen cabinets. So I'm looking for a lot of grime, and I don't know if you can see it, but I definitely have a bunch of stuff that's caked on here. Who knows what the boys, oh my goodness, there's even honey, I mean, all sorts of things in here, and you probably just don't see it, okay? It's pretty cool that this, because of the amount of fibers that it has in this cloth, it's also a very much heavy duty cleaner. Okay, so I do love it. And you can see the stuff that's coming up, you know, and you can see it on the cloth, even with a black cloth. It's pretty neat. Okay. All right, so again, you're just going to go and wipe down all of your kitchen cabinets first. This is part of your spring cleaning, is just focusing on the cabinets for week 2. And remember, last week we focused on the entryways. This week we're just doing the kitchen and all of that stuff. Okay, so I could go on forever, you guys, because this, I find it so easy to just go from cabinet to cabinet and so forth. Okay, now, what happens if you're just ooh, not so sure if I can just do the EnviroCloth alone? Now what, Evelyn? Don't you worry. Okay, so The next best option is using enzymes. Enzymes, remember last week I taught you, it's like little Pac-Man that just go to work. They work slowly. They work for you and not against you. They actually work even after you've wiped and cleaned up. That's the beauty of it. So it keeps working. So what we have is a multi-purpose enzyme cleaner. All right, it's concentrated, so you don't need much. In fact, you follow the directions, you don't need much, and you just mix it up in a 16-ounce spray bottle of water. Shake it up, you can see that, okay? So remember I use this for cleaning up the light switches. I showed you how to do that, the grime on the entryway doors and things like that. Well, you can do that with your kitchen cabinets as well. Again, it's a multi-purpose cleaner, all right? So go to town and use that as well. Until it kind of bridges the gap for you, until you get used to just using the microfiber and water alone. Because again, the fibers are gonna be the one that's picking up all that gunk. And then the other thing that we'll do is, for you, is the silver. So, you know, you could spray like you're used to spraying, or you could just wipe without using the spray, okay? But if there's things that are caked on and you don't want to scrub so hard, then by all means use it. Because again, it's gonna work for you. It's gonna work after you've even wiped things up, right? So there's more here. This is the beauty of it. You could just keep going. Oh my gosh, I could just keep going, okay? All right, and you could easily grab all of that stuff. It's even picking up dust. Do you see that? Okay. All right, so that's the kitchen cabinets. All right, the next thing I'm gonna show you is the oven. All right, so let me show you what we're gonna use for the oven. What I have here is, we have the cleaning paste, okay? This is actually what it's made out of. It's marble flour. It smells so good. And it's a natural soap, and then it's got traces of coconut oil. So what I'm gonna use is that cleaning paste with this little scrubby thing. This works kind of like the EnviroCloth, except it's got a scrubby side to it. The other difference to it is you fold it like this in 3. So one of the things with mechanical cleaning is, remember, you don't want to crunch. You want to keep it nice and flat. So sometimes when it's bigger and you're doing the scrubby, you know, situation, you tend to go like this. So this, I love it because you can fold it in 3, still keep them flat, and it fits your hand, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna dip it a little bit into this powder of cleaning paste, and then I'm gonna also take a little bit of water. I'm gonna take this with you. And I just wanna show you what I got here. All right, so this is my oven, okay? And you can kind of see all the grime, right? Okay, so we're just gonna start with maybe this area, just so I could show you. So the reason it's called a cleaning paste is because once you dip it into the powder of the cleaning paste with your damp, again, I did damp it, I wetted it before, and I have a little bit of water here because if I need more water, like you can see how it's cleaning up grime, it's gonna shine it up, right? So I'm just gonna kind of go like this, give you an idea of what you're gonna do, okay? And then you're going to flip it over and wipe that up, right, with the other side. So you can use this for the glass door, but you can also use it for inside the, now I'm going to shine it up with the window cloth. All right, and I just want you to see the difference. Do you see that? How shiny it is? And I could probably go a little bit more right here. Okay, so it just depends how much you're scrubbing and stuff, okay? So you can use this method just for the glass door. What you can also use it is inside the oven. So let me see if I can show you. I have some burnt spots right here. I don't know if you can see that right there. So I could use this, you know, scrubby side again, right? I'm just gonna flip it over. I could use that, but if it's caked on and it's hard to get out, what I like to use, I'm just gonna use a little bit of this, is a little bit more abrasive brush, which this one's actually coming out pretty easily, so it must not be like caked on. But sometimes you have some really bad ones, like last night I had one, it was caked on a lot, and so what I ended up using was a little bit more of an abrasive brush, and we call it a spearinet, which works amazing, actually, with just water too. All right, so yeah, I'm going to just take this and use it on this side as well, and just clean it up really quick. And again, you're just going to shine it up. All right, so far I've showed you how to do the kitchen cabinets, right? EnviroCloth, and if you want, you can use the Multipurpose Concentrated Enzyme Cleaner, just to bridge that gap for you if you're just like a little iffy about the water alone, just with the microfiber. And then we did the oven. You can do the inside. You could use the oven and another enzyme. It's an oven cleaner, but you have to activate it with heat. So meaning you turn on the heat to 150 degrees, let it heat up for 10 minutes, turn it off, then spray the enzyme, and it's activated. It activates the enzymes, and then you can also go to town and clean the inside. It just depends. I was telling you about this really, really abrasive brush. It's a little bit more abrasive. Do you see this? It's a little speary sponge. So honestly, if you have caked on burnt stains inside your oven that have been there for quite a while, this is what I would recommend instead of the ultra scrub cloth that I was telling you about, okay? All right, now I'm gonna show you how I do my stovetop, okay? Now the stovetop is one of those things that I have this part and then I have the inside part. I'm also gonna use the everyday multi-purpose cleaner enzyme for this, right? And it's already in my spray bottle. But in the kitchen, we also have a lot of grease and oils from like sausage and bacon. I don't know about your family, but we do. So what I like to do is first use the degreaser. The degreaser is another enzyme. The degreaser, you could probably have this for like a year and a half. Okay, it'll last for a long time. As a matter of fact, this little bottle, like I didn't use it, but this much. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll probably give you like five of these bottles. You spray it, but you don't use it very often, right? You're using it really, what it's gonna do is gonna break down the grease, the protein from the grease. It breaks it apart. So then when you go use your cloth, it's not going to get stuck to the cloth, okay? So I like to use the degreaser first, and it'll break apart all of the stuff, all of that grease, okay? So it doesn't get stuck to my cloth. And then I'm gonna take my cloth, and I'm also gonna take my little speary net. So let me show you. Okay, so for this part, because I have a lot of burnt stuff, this works alone, just with water. So I am gonna scrub this part first. And all I have done is sprayed the degreaser just to break apart that grease, okay? Okay. You could probably do this in the sink, but just for demo purposes, I'm doing it here. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm only going to do one side. All right, and then what I'll do is take my EnviroCloth and just dry that up and give it a nice little clean with the EnviroCloth. So it's microfiber and water alone, right? Okay, now for the inside, I've already sprayed the degreaser. So that's been breaking apart the protein and it's not gonna get caught in my cloth, right? So it'll be easier to rinse off. But what you can do is just take the EnviroCloth and wipe it up and do it a little cleaning. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can always use, again, the multi-purpose enzyme cleaner as well. But usually the EnviroCloth does it all. It does a really good job actually on its own. Just water alone. It's amazing you can see it, okay? All right, you can see how much it's just picking up and grabbing. I'm crunching it because at this point, I've got a lot. It's holding on a lot. So I'm gonna show you how to rinse off this cloth because all you're gonna do is rinse and repeat. Because it's got that silver antibacterial agent that I was telling you about, that silver, what it does is it self-purifies the cloth. So after you have rinsed it off and washed it, you hang it up to dry if you want to, like when you're done with it completely. And then that silver is going to self-purify the cloth. It's going to eat away the babies, the bacteria babies, so they don't have babies. Eat away the bacteria so they don't reproduce, okay? That's essentially what it does. It's kind of gross when you think about that, but that's what causes the mold and mildew, odor, things like that on your cloth. So that's what the silver does, okay? Now, I want you to notice that the way I clean this cloth is through a method that I call PAR wash. PAR, P-A-R, wash. It's an acronym. P for press, okay? You want to press the fibers against each other like this. And you saw it didn't take very long, right? But I did do it methodically, like all four sides of each side of the cloth. I flipped it over and I did it again. So P for press, okay? A for agitate, and then R for rinse. And then when you're done, you're gonna wring it out and then you would hang it up to dry. But if you still got jobs to do, you just do this, rinse, repeat, like you just do it until you need it. So see how it's damp, it's not dripping, but it's washed off, it's rinsed off, so I could keep going. So let me take a look at my stovetop here. I'm going to fold this so that I can get four sides. If I can do this with one. Okay. So if you feel like you need the granite, the all-purpose cleaner, like I have labeled mine granite because I want the boys to be able to know that they can use this on granite. But it's the exact same thing that I used on the light switches outside, you know, inside, around the entryways that I was telling you about yesterday. And it's the exact same thing I'm using for my cabinets. It's the exact same thing I'm using here for the stovetop. All right. And if you have some more of these like burnt in little spots, you can use this, the little Speary net. Again, it's a little bit more abrasive, so you just want to test it on certain areas so that it, you know, before you start scrubbing, so you don't have like scratches or anything like that, okay? But I've used it on mine before, so I know I'm good. But it helps with some more of that stuff. And then what you would do for stovetop is you take the window cloth and you shine it up, just like that, same thing, okay? And it just leaves it beautiful and just shiny, right? Just shiny. Okay, so we did the kitchen cabinets, we did the oven, we did the stovetop, and then I was gonna show you how to do the hood, and then like maybe the top of the fridge, because it's the exact same thing, but your stainless steel, okay? So stainless steel, you can still use this little cloth. Just because I've already used it right here, I'm gonna flip it over and just get a full 4 sides. But this is simple. You can just go to town and clean your stainless steel. That's it. You're gonna wipe and shine with the window cloth. So wipe with the damp EnviroCloth, shine with the window cloth. Okay, and you can do that for all the stainless steel. You can go from here, right? You can do this. Outside. So wipe and clean, wipe and dry, wipe and dry. Same here. The fridge, same thing. Wipe. Don't forget the handles. That's where a lot of the sticky stuff is. All the little fingers, right? This is something that's really good to do during the winter season, the germs and flu season anyway, to just get in the habit of doing that. Door handles, the entryways, right? Most touched handles in general. It's a really good habit to get into. So you're just, now I'm not using anything but water for your stainless steel. You don't want to use the cleaning base. You don't want to use the multi-purpose cleaner, like just water, damp EnviroCloth, and dry window cloth. That's it, all right? You can do it for the microwave, anything stainless steel. It's simple. You don't need any other cleaner. You don't have to spend any money on stainless steel cleaners. No more. Like, this is your initial investment, and the cloths have a 2-year warranty. But you guys, for example, I've had this one for over, let's see, we've been in this house for almost 7 years now, and I've had this cloth for that long. So I just keep using it, right? It keeps working. If I feel like I need a little bit more, oomph to it, then I'll use the enzyme cleaners, but this works. Okay, so that's that. Now, for the areas that I can't reach very well, like the top of the fridge, you can use the EnviroWand. I happen to damp mine because I tried doing this demo yesterday and it didn't work. But what you can do is also spray it with the damp, with the granite cleaner or the multi-purpose cleaner, right? And you can get at the top or even the bottom of the fridge. So I know down here, let's see, I have like areas that I can't get into, just, because. Ooh, look at that. You can see all that stuff that it got out, right? So you can use it for the top of the fridge, you can use it for the bottom, however much. You can use it in between cabinets, if you have like cabinets and stuff like that, it picks up a lot. We have a lot of dog hair around this time of season, so that's what you're seeing too. All right, last thing is the floors. The floors is pretty simple. I love the floors. The floors is like one of my favorite, but I do this every single day, okay? Because we just have a lot here. But this is the Mop System. It's the same one that I used outside for the entryway. This is the dry mop pad. It's a little bit different than the one I used out there, but essentially just because I like to keep one for my indoor and then one for like my garage doors, garage floors, my porch floors. Can you believe it's snowing? There's snow outside right now, and it's the middle of March. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little quick dust. I have to do this on a daily basis just because I have a German Shepherd Husky, but I just want to show you how it picks up. I'm just doing this figure 8. It's very easy. I can do this pretty quickly. And honestly, I do it around 4 o'clock in the afternoon because it gives me a little bit of like a wind down. I don't have to think. And you can see how it holds on to the pet hair and also dust, small things, right? And then when I'm done with it, same thing I taught you last week. You're just going to brush it off, which it's attached to my mop system and I can't find it. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so you're just going to brush it off when you're done, right? You can see all that stuff. It's pretty easy. You can wash these pads once a week. If you get in the habit of doing it. Sometimes mine is like, once a month. But then you just take this. You just compile it, put it in a little spot, little pile here, and pick it up. That's it, and you can throw this into the trash can. You can see how much my mop pad just picked up, and then the little things that doesn't attach to, like this little rubber band, right? It just ends up at the front of the pad. So when you go to pick everything up, you just lift up your pad, brush it off, and then you pick up the stuff that's like in the middle. So love this. It's Velcro, so you would peel that off, put the one that's wet, so the damp pad, kind of like the EnviroCloth, same idea, and then you would mop and clean your floors. If you want to use the multi-purpose enzyme cleaner on your floors, you can do that too. So it's just up to you, but super easy solutions. Okay, so recap, what did I teach you today for spring cleaning week 2? We did our cabinets, we did the stove, inside, outside. We did stainless steel, stovetop, oven, inside and out, stovetop, stainless steel. The only thing I didn't teach you is how to do the above part of like the hood right here, the hood. But because there's grease up there, you're also going to use the degreaser, just to let you know, okay? And let it break it apart, the grease and stuff. And then what you can do is use the actual multi-purpose cleaner. It's a little heavier up there because of all the oils. So once you're done with that, you're going to use, you can see, you're going to use the EnviroCloth, but you can see how it cleans, right? I'm not even like up there. I did do it yesterday, by the way, so I don't think I have much up there right now. Okay, but that's all you're going to do, and it's going to be thick and greasy and things like that. You can also do the inside. Oh my goodness, look at there. I have a lot up there, so I'd probably spray it, do the exact same thing. And yeah. All right, there you go, folks. Let's get to it.